Welcome to another financially fabulous episode. I'm Limor, and I gotta tell ya, you do not have to be a financial planner to be crushing it with your finances. I'm not. In today's episode, I'm gonna talk about the one financial regret that I never wanna have. Come on, this'll be interesting. Here's my secret, the regret I don't want to have. Coming real close. I do not want to be a poor old lady. I don't want to be one of those old ladies who has no money, who's living below the poverty line. And I know maybe that sounds like super crazy, but it's actually been something that's near and dear to my heart for a really long time. Honestly, when I see ladies in their late 60s, 70s, 80s, or even 90s, in a poor or a sad financial situation, honestly, it breaks my heart. The Canadian Labour Congress in 2015 announced that women are twice as likely to end up in poverty than men will in their senior years, in their old age. They went on to further say that 30% of women who are elderly and living on their own are living below the poverty line. Now I know 2015, okay, so it was 2 years ago, but trust me, not too much has changed. And it's like this, unfortunately, in Canada, in the States, in the UK, in Australia. This is an issue that we face and a challenge that we have all over the world. Honestly, it makes me so incredibly sad just to think about it. That's why that's one of my biggest regrets would be if I were to end up in that situation because I didn't plan for it. I don't know, maybe that's part of why for so many years now I've been so focused on money and preparing for the future and learning about real estate and being able to stand on my own two financial feet for the rest of my life. But it's something that happens unfortunately to so many of us. And the reason why, well, there's a number of different factors. First of all, women, as you know, make less money than men. There have been stats all over the place. It's proven and shown time and time again that in many, many instances, in the exact same role, all different kinds of roles, men make more money than women. Now, this is not in every single scenario, but there's lots of numbers to support that that's actually the fact. Then on top of that, women, we're the one who have kids. So we take the break in our careers. We step away from continuing to climb our corporate ladder or our career ladder. And so that interruption has a big financial impact. And then in many instances, we take jobs that are maybe more flexible, maybe less hours, move towards more part-time roles so that we can be more available for kids and families. Now, I haven't gone through that phase yet, but I see it all around me. And for many roles that are part-time or more flexible, there's perhaps less benefits. So maybe less pensions, as well as, well, pensions are dying anyways, but even matching programs. Like there's no matching program if you're just working a simple part-time job. It's usually the bigger corporate environments where they have the matching program. So all of those elements together put women further behind financially. And then when we get to our retirement years or the latter years of our life, there's a greater chance that we might end up in a sad or unfortunate financial situation. Part of why this is such an important issue and it's so near and dear to my heart is because of my grandmother. So she by no means lived in poverty, but my grandmother lived in a totally different world. She never worked a day in her life. I like to call her a lady of leisure. You know, she'd get her hair blow dried every week. She'd have lunch with her friends. You know, she would redecorate the house. It was just a different era. And when my grandfather passed away, and he had had a thriving business, we sold the business and my grandmother had a pile of money. And, you know, she had this big pile and she lived off of it and lived off of it and lived off of it until, well, there was nothing left. And then we sold that big house that she redecorated so many times. And she had another pile of money that she lived off of and lived off of until, well, there was nothing left of that either. And so, fortunately for my grandmother and my family, my dad and his brothers continued to fund her life. And, she didn't want for anything, and she was nowhere near the poverty line, but she relied on her family. And I know that was hard for her. And for me, as a girl in my 20s, watching this and seeing this, I really vowed to myself, like, this can never happen to me. I need to be able to defend myself. I need to be able to fund my own life regardless of what happens, because who knows who I'll marry? Who knows what their financial situation will be in? Who knows if I'll have kids, if they'll be able to afford to fund my life, and I'm not willing to make that risk. So this is not a pity party. Ladies, this is not a pity party. We shouldn't feel bad or sorry for ourselves. We need to feel empowered. We need to take steps. We need to start saving more. We need to start putting money away for our future. We need to be empowered. We need to learn how to invest our money. We cannot save our way to financial freedom. We cannot save our way to financial freedom. That's an impossible task. But if we learn to invest, if we start saving right now, we don't have to end up in that situation. That's the great thing about being financially fabulous when you're in your 20s and your 30s. You've got so much more time to be proactive and to take the steps that you need to in order to ensure that we have fabulous lives regardless of our family situation or how much money anybody around us in our family has in order to support us. That brings me to my tweetable today. Let's plan to be the kind of old ladies that love our lives. Come on, I want to be one of those little old ladies, and I hope that you'll join me. Those great little old ladies. Maybe we'll be going on cruise ships, we'll be going out for dinners, we'll definitely be playing bingo. But let's be loving our lives at that point, and that starts with the actions that we take financially today. So my challenge to you is, if you haven't started thinking about your future, please know you are going to get old. I'm going to get old. So let's start putting some money aside. Just get started. It might be super small. Maybe watch a couple more of my videos. Maybe put a little money in your retirement. Please, please, please pay some attention and just get started. Also, I've included a downloadable with some declarations for us as women to declare in terms of mastering our own finances and achieving our own financial freedom. I'll also be posting them on my Facebook page, on Twitter, on Instagram, and I'd love if you tag some of your friends and maybe even share and post them on your own page. Love it if you subscribe to my channel and definitely share it with your friends. And if you want even more tips and tricks to make your finances fun and exciting, come on over to Limor.money because I've got lots of free resources for you to download. Remember, I'm not here to change who you are or how you live your life. I just have strategies to make you even more financially fabulous. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Till then, stay fabulous. Come on, ladies, there's got to be a better place to put our money than stuffing it into our bras. Just because that's what they used to do doesn't mean that's what we should be doing. Little lumpy?